So this is my AI controlled robot that I'm building out of a Roomba for my robot. This is an early Roomba. I've completely gutted it. There's no battery, there's no motors, there's no boards, nothing except for the motors in the wheels. And I take each motor, take the pair of wires coming from each motor, and then route it into the speed control board. These are called speed control boards. I have two of them. They're the ones I have are kind of old. You could probably get better ones for about $15 a piece. Or sometimes you can get them in a set that can drive two motors. They work really well compared to a standard motor driver board in that you get all the thrust even at low speeds, which is really nice. You get the full torque at low speeds. I thoroughly recommend them. I'll post some comparable speed controllers in the comments below and in the description. I don't know the names of these. There is no name on it. There's a number, 2011. I don't know whether that's the year it was made or what. I've taken off the heat sink and the cover, and I still don't have any more information on who makes these or how to get them. But keep in mind, you can still get other ones for a reasonable price on Amazon and other places. So I'm using these connectors. These are what they call lever nuts. They're so I don't have to solder. I don't like soldering too much anymore because I often make a lot of changes in my circuitry, and so soldering is a bit of a pain. And B is I don't like burning my fingers. So these lines come from the wheel through these lever nuts into the speed controller, and then the speed controller comes out through a pulse width modulation, a standard 3-line servo, RC servo, and then it will be plugged into the Arduino. I'll cover that in a minute. So then you get your second motor again, coming into the motor driver board and out through the pulse width modulation, the 3-wired cable that goes right into the Arduino. Makes it really simple. To power this all up, I use this battery. And I'm running this on 12 volts. This is a 12-volt battery. These are meant to charge, iPhones and iPads and small computers and stuff. So it's a heavy-duty brick. It's probably much more than you need, but it's what I had handy, and it's 12 volts. And I get a nice 12-volt out right there. And I plug in the motors this way here. And I'm going to have to rig this so the Arduino can run off of this as well. That's as far as I've gotten. As most of you know, I've attached these 4 bases here. These are the bottoms of my tripod. The tripod actually sits right into them. As you can see, there's a screw in there, and that just goes right into the Roomba. And the Roomba is being held together with more simple screws here. I added those screws to hold it together because once I pulled out all the guts, it didn't want to stay together. Anyway, the good thing is this tripod goes right on top of it, and this tripod is what I use to hold my laptop. Later on, I might use something different, but for now, I got the tripod up there. That's going to be phase 1. And here's the lines that are going to go to the Arduino. I'll show you how that's going to work. I'm going to use a simple Arduino here with a sensor shield. Now, the good thing about the sensor shields is it brings everything out to 3 pins, and you can quite easily plug in your driver motors here, among other things, and sensors and all that sort of stuff. You just plug it right in. No further cabling. You plug in one, and you plug in two, and then you plug in the power. And then later on, we're going to connect this to the laptop up top there using a serial cable, which is pretty simple. I will go into more of that in a further update. This is the LLM, Large Language Model AI Robot Base. Just going to write it here so everybody knows it's an LLM, Large Language Model AI Robot Base. And that's how far I've gotten so far. I'm sorry it couldn't be more specific, but that's where I'm at today. Oh, and I did put in one of these fuse boxes here. This is well, you can set them at any size. I put in a 5-amp fuse here to keep the thing from burning out. I'm not sure if I will need more than that, but we'll see. That's about it for me. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, comments, criticisms, put them in the comments. I reply to everybody.